Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how I created these super glam wall sconces with napkin rings from Amazon. These have the Greek style design, and I will be cutting them in half for this project. I used tin snips for this from Home Depot, and I did have to exert a little strength to get them cut. I ordered them because someone said on the comments that they were cheap, but they're really not that cheap. They look great and they're quite sturdy. You do not want to cut them where the seam is because they will break. I made sure that I kept a straight line. Like I said, I had to use a lot of force, but it does cut eventually. Here you can see I was halfway through, and here is the final cut where it finally broke apart. And then I proceeded to cut the exact opposite side, so I had two halves. And because I had to use quite some pressure, I had to kind of bend it into shape again. I cut a total of 4 napkin rings for one wall sconce. And here you can see what I was talking about. If you cut it at the seam, it will break. Now that I've had all 8 pieces cut, it was time to move on to the next step. For this I used a 1x2 by 8 foot wood piece from Home Depot that I cut into 3 32-inch pieces and painted it with black acrylic paint. I covered all 4 sides with paint as well as the top and the bottom. Then I placed a small eye-hook screw at the bottom of one of the ends, and you will see later why I did that. And now it was time to decorate the body of the wall sconce with the napkin rings and some mirrors that I had purchased. I will leave all items used in this project in the description below. The mirrors came in a 12 by 12 inch sheet, so I just cut them into the individual pieces and removed the backing. In total I used 8 napkin rings and 7 mirrors. You put a little bit of Aleene's Ultimate Glue, that's what I had on hand, on the corners of the napkin ring and placed it across the wood. I came up with a design that appealed to me. Of course you can do anything you like. I just made sure that some of the black color was showing through because the theme in my bedroom is going to be white, black, silver, some gold, and an accent color. You can of course paint it any color you wish or come up with your own design. To adhere the wooden stick to the base that we're going to mount on the wall, I created a little base for the stick to sit on with 4 tower game blocks from Dollar Tree, used wood glue and mounted them together. I used a glass candle holder that I had on hand and one of those smaller cubes from Dollar Tree to be able to mount it to the top later. Here you see me using a leftover piece that I had from my outlet cover project, which is a flexible mirror, and I'm gonna cut 4 individual pieces to go around the wooden cube. This gives a really smooth and sleek look, and then I just trimmed off the extra to make sure that all was flush. I will be removing the blue paper later to protect the mirror. Then I used some wood glue and attached it to the wooden stick. I ensured that it was centered directly in the middle. For the base of the sconce that will be sitting on the wall, I used one of these large silver mirror bowls from Dollar Tree and some foam board from Hobby Lobby. That's a lot sturdier than the one from Dollar Tree. I just traced the outline of the bowl onto the foam board and then cut it out. I cut the foam board a little bit smaller than what I had traced to be able to place it inside of the bowl. I cut a little bit at a time and made sure that it was a snug fit. Once I was happy with the fit, I just glued the foam board into the bowl. And I placed a heavy object on top so it could really press against the walls and let it sit for several hours to dry. Then I painted the wood piece that we made earlier again with that black acrylic paint to match. Again, you can paint, of course, any color you like. Now that the foam board had dried securely into the bowl, it was time to provide the attachment for the wall. I used some heavy-duty Velcro for this and placed several strips on the back. This Velcro works great in an air-conditioned, climate-controlled room. If the room gets too warm, I have noticed that the glue of the Velcro will soften and may pull away from the wall. It may be possible to put some nails in the wall and push them through the foam board for a more secure hold. I am not sure, I haven't tried it. So anyway, this was my solution here. This gold pinstripe on the side of this wooden stick was an afterthought, so what I had done is I had removed the napkin ring holders again and placed this golden pinstripe on the side for a more finished look. I used this tape from Amazon, I'll leave the link below, and then I carefully just placed the napkin rings back over there. I also placed this tape around the little wooden block I made earlier to cover the seams of the wood. Then I mounted the wooden block with some strong glue. I used that Ultimate glue again onto the back of the silver bowl. These little wooden blocks fit exactly in that little square of the bowl, and I just made sure that I centered it. Now I'm going to attach this beautiful Christmas crystal ornament to that eye hook that I placed into the stick earlier. I threaded the string of the ornament into the eye hook, but you could also use that little metal ring that is on the ornament and hook it directly onto the eye hook itself. To give the sconce a beautiful and glam finish, I wrapped some rhinestones around the top. It is so satisfying to pull that blue paper off the mirror and see that beautiful mirrored finish. Now it was time to assemble the pieces, and I used wood glue to glue the wood stick onto the wooden block. I used the mirrors as my guide to place the stick onto the base, and in my case it was the second mirror from the top. The bottom of the second mirror was basically sitting right at the top of that wooden little base. Because the sconce is 32 inches long, I supported it with some of those smaller silver bowls from Dollar Tree while the top was drying overnight. I wiped off any of the excess glue. I removed the stickers from the Velcro in the back and then proceeded to hang the sconce on the wall. Once that was done, I placed my candle holder on top of that little wooden cube so it could rest in that position and the glue could harden. The final step was to wipe the mirrors clean, as well as that silver bowl from any fingerprints for a beautiful shine. And here's the final result. I'm really happy with how it came out. You can make it cheaper, of course, if you can find the Dollar Tree napkin rings, but I thought these are really beautiful as well. Here you can see both sconces on the wall in our master bedroom. As you know, I'm working on the makeover and it's coming along, but there are still a couple of projects, so please stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, a thumbs up, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Take care.